what's poppin'? This your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? How am I doing? I'm okay. I am okay. I feel good to be able to say that I'm okay. Welcome back to the channel. I know, it's been a while. I've been going through some things. I'm feeling much better now, and now I can hang out with you guys. And yes, this is an XJW video, and you know what to do. Anytime you see an XJW video, you hit the like button and you leave a comment so the YouTube algorithm can show it to as many people as possible. And this is a good video to do it to because we're going to be talking about the Jehovah Witnesses losing their charitable status. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You have very nice knuckles. You know, like your knuckles. Very nice knuckles. You don't get too many compliments on your knuckles, so you know you gotta subscribe. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the Jehovah Witnesses losing their charitable status in Australia. It all started back when the Royal Commission was commissioned. Or the Australian Royal Commission. If you're familiar with this is about all the craziness that the Jehovah Witnesses have been up to for a very long time now, and them being finally brought in front of an official government and taken to task. Like they actually sat down and they actually had a court hearing talking about all the stuff that they're doing and that they're guilty of. And honestly, they lost. They lost, and they lost big. And since they lost, they've been told that they need to join something called the redress scheme. Now, with the redress scheme, it, helps victims get back what they've lost, which is nothing, you never really get back what you lost when it comes to that type of assault. But it's the beginning of something, It's a good place to start. It's literally the minimum of what you can do when you've done horrible, horrible things. You're lucky you're not getting carried away in handcuffs and thrown into a prison for all of eternity. But that's the least you can do. And the Jehovah Witnesses, even though they are guilty as the day is long, decided not to do that. No, I don't think we're going to join your little redress scheme or whatever. I like the clothes I have on. Only thinking about themselves and not the people that they hurt inside their organization. So the Australian Royal Commission in Australia, I forget the names exactly, the places, but they have said that coming this February, I want to say, it was going to be January, but COVID, and they're actually being nice to the JWs. They didn't even have to be that nice, but they're like, it's COVID, so we're going to take away your charitable status sometime in February. And it's a celebration for me. It's a celebration for me. And I'm loving every moment of this. Now, I know I shouldn't rejoice in the pain of other people. But in this case, I think I'll make an exception. Now, okay. The Jehovah Witnesses, being the business that they are, they've already started selling Kingdom Halls and sending their money overseas so that when they do start getting hit with all these lawsuits and they have to pay all these fines and things like that and all these taxes, they'll have to pay as little as possible. And you know where they're sending that money to? Oh, the good old US of A, because there is no Australian Royal Commission here. They still have their charitable status here. So they get to march on doing the horrible stuff that they do. But the beauty of this is the world is starting to wake up. The world is starting to see the horrible stuff that goes on inside the Jehovah Witness organization. And this is a thing you can celebrate. Yes, you can't do people wrong and expect everything to go right forever. And not only that, they're talking about this vaccine is going to be ready in a couple months. So that means COVID is basically over. COVID was probably their last thing they was holding on to. What are they going to do after that? When things return back to normal, how are you going to scare people then? Except with the, the normal scare tactics. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good time. This is something that's definitely worthy of celebration. And if there's anything that you haven't, like right now, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on that's not good. So yeah, if you need to celebrate a small win, this is a small win. And it's not really a small one. This is a pretty big win considering all things. Like, they're losing an entire country. That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's dope. No, that's a pretty big win right there. I celebrate that 100%. And you should too. Man, I mean, but just think about that for a second. They have the opportunity to help victims, help them, to be good, to be helpful. This is another time in life where you ask, what would Jesus do? Let's say one of Jesus' apostles, one of his handpicked apostles, did something that hurt somebody. Like, let's say cut their ear off or something like that, right? Now, mind you, Jesus didn't say, hey, cut that guy's ear off. He's being a jerk. Jesus didn't say that. One of his apostles went on his own and cut that soldier's nice ear off. Went all Mike Tyson on that guy's ear. Ha ha! Don't get your hands off of Jesus. Cut his ear off, right? The guy's ear falls off. Jesus says, oh my God, bro, you are bugging. I told you I got this. Why did you cut that nice gentleman's ear off? He picks the ear up, puts it back on the soldier's head, and he heals the soldier. Now remember, Jesus knew he was probably going to be getting nailed to a stake and beaten and abused just in a very, very short time to come. And he still hurt a victim that was hurt by somebody in his inner circle. He still took the time, energy, and effort to heal a victim, somebody who's actually bad. I don't even know if you can consider him a victim. At that point, I would say that was straight up, self-defense or defense of somebody you love. But Jesus still healed this soldier. Now, what are the Jehovah Witnesses doing? People, even if they didn't mean for it to happen, even if it was something that, that's against their rules or whatever, it happened. People got hurt. And since it happened, and since people got hurt, it's your obligation to help them. The same way Jesus, who we're supposed to be following his lead, helped the soldier whose ear he cut off. Well, Jesus didn't cut the ear off. One of his apostles did. I want to say it was Peter. I think it was Peter. I'm not sure. I know Peter was out there tripping that day. The same guy, he cut the guy off. He cut the guy's ear off. A couple days later, he was acting like he didn't even know Jesus. But the point is that Jesus still helped somebody hurt by somebody in his organization. Although a very small organization, he still was there to help. So Jehovah Witnesses, you have the opportunity to help people who were hurt inside your organization, and you choose not to. Not only do you choose not to, you refuse. And in an effort to save money, you take the money and you move it overseas. You close down Kingdom Halls. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that sound a lot like they're putting material things over spiritual things? You shut down the Kingdom Hall so you don't have to pay as many taxes as you normally would, so you could save money. You stop people, you closing a house of God, right? And saving money. Moving the money overseas to save money. You're not putting spiritual things first, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, you're not putting spiritual things first. You can tell your members to quit their jobs, in their careers, because they need to put spiritual things first, but you get the opportunity to put spiritual things first. Just pay the taxes. You're already collecting all this money. Just pay the taxes. You lose your charitable status, you got to pay taxes. Just pay the taxes. But no, instead they're like, we're going to close a couple Kingdom Halls down. We're going to send the money overseas, and we're going to pocket that change. You're not scanamini. This is horrible. How is what I'm saying not waking you up? How is a company, and remember, I'm not saying religion, how is a company able to do this? First off, if it was just a company, the Australian Royal Commission would have shut that thing down. But because they're claiming to be a religion, they let them stay open. They just lose their taxable status. But God, come on, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing here? What are we really doing? We can see with our eyes exactly what this organization is doing. I'm not lying. You don't believe me? Go look it up. As I always say, go look it up. I know it's not fun to look up things and do all this research and stuff like that. Fortunately, there's a bunch of XJW channels, and we don't correspond with each other. We don't say, hey, I'm going to put this video out, and then I want you to put out this video. Nah, we just do what we do. You can tell by the randomness of my videos as I put them out. We just do what we do. You're not scared of me. But the point is, they're losing their charitable status. Hopefully, this is a moment of awakening for a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, especially the ones in Australia. If we can get a bunch of them to wake up after they see what's going on and after they see the reaction from the organization, I think we will get a bunch of people to wake up. And that's always the goal. That always makes me happy, just to see people wake up from this organization and actually realize the paradise that they could currently have if they would just push that organization to the side. I am a happy camper. I am very happy. Now I have to go to the store and get some fruits and vegetables for myself and my children. So I hope y'all have a great day. It's your boy Jay the Comedian. Holla at your guala. Deuces.